Ginn, and I have 3 little pigs. For my pig development, I wanted at first to be really simple, so I started out with the triangle like Molly thing, and then added a head. And then I thought the pig was more like round, because pigs are like that and rounded. So then I went in to try to add detail, adding facial expressions, but I didn't like that and decided to just go with a simple, like plain pig with just the ears to represent that it's a pig, because I wanted to focus not on detail. I just wanted it to be really simple. And then for the wolf, I also wanted it to be really simple, so I started off with a triangle. And then that looked too small, so I added a body. And then I didn't like the plainness, so I added the teeth and the eye to be more menacing. And then for the houses, I started off with a plain house, but then I wanted to show that it was bricks, so I added in the bricks. And then for the straw and the stick houses, I just used rectangles, different sizes, smaller for the straw and bigger for the sticks. And then I added in color to show that the straw would be all brownish, and then sticks black and brown, because you can find all different colors of sticks. And then I added a variation of multi black and brown and white into the brick, because you can find multi-colored bricks. And for my first scene, I didn't really want to put the pigs in, so I just made the background pink to like foreshadow the pigs in the future. And then I put the wolf like living in the woods, like kind of like lurking, like watching over the houses, and then he's pointed to the houses to show that he's like gonna go try to get the pigs. And I wanted the houses to be kind of hidden and in the back, so I put them in the like court in the back, and added a pathway to lead to them. But then there was something about this I didn't like, so I took away the pink and left the pink in the house to still foreshadow the pig. But then the detail in the wolf's teeth got lost, and it didn't look very menacing, and it looked kind of like just bright and happy. So I put the pink back in and tried to change that straw house. But then I thought that this design for the straw house was too busy and clustered, and your eye kind of gets lost and focused to there because there's so many rectangles. So I went back to the straw house, and then I made the houses smaller and changed the path so it wasn't the width of the house, so it's like not a shadow, and then changed it to the width of the door. And this was my final for the first scene. And then going on to the second scene, I wanted to show the destruction in the first 2 houses, so I just laid up a bunch of sticks on the ground, and then show the wolf going to the 3rd house. But I tried different backgrounds again, but I went with the pink background, and to break up the space up there, I put clouds in, because it still looks kind of suspenseful and menacing, but just break up the space. So this was my second final scene. And then in the 3rd scene, when the wolf couldn't get in the door or blow the house down, so he goes down the chimney, and the pig boils him in a pot. So I showed him, I put the chimney as white because I wanted it to stand out from the ground, but then the wolf's teeth got lost again. So I changed it to black, and then put the kettle as white so it would stand out. But then I thought the white kettle just like made your eye go straight to the kettle, and it was kind of distracting. So I made it black again, and just put a white outline to separate it from the background. And then the detail on the wolf was still there because of the black background of the chimney. And then I thought this space over here with the window felt kind of bare and empty, so I added curtains. Because I didn't want to put all 3 pigs in this first scene because I thought the pink kind of foreshadowed and like represented, symbolized pigs. And so then like by the second scene, like the pigs are already gone because he's already eaten them. And then in the third scene, like there's only 1 pig left. So that's why I didn't incorporate all 3 of them.
Good, you got a nice nasty version, not one of those sweetened ones where the other pigs run and hide with him and Big Brother takes care of them or whatever. They got eaten up. Right.
John?
I thought like your fireplace and your final scenes just seemed kind of like open. Like if you could have just put like an archway over it to like give it depth or something. It just seems like an open space right now.
Okay. Kenny?
Can you go back to your sentence? The house, the stick house, looks like it's just like an ear or something on the back of the wolf's head because it's the same color.
Okay, yeah.
It just looks like, I mean, I like the scene overall, just that one part of it just throws it off a little bit.
Okay. Megan?
I really like your houses. I like how you made each different, how like you can just tell the difference in all of them.
Thank you. Kenny?
Here, to the third slide as well. That kind of looks like a hallway to me.
The chimney?
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like a hallway. I do like it though, like if you were doing like what he said earlier, you just put archway in it, it would look like more like a fireplace.
Like a mantle?
Yeah.
While we're here at this, go back to your first version of the fireplace, first version of Room in the Fire. Isn't there something right before this, or is this the very first one? That's it. Okay, well maybe I want that one, and then look at the second version too, where you changed it to white. And then the next thing is where you got to the final version of the pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand the impulse there. I can see what you're saying. I didn't like the pot all white. Didn't make sense either, and it did drag the eye right to it, etc. But I'm not crazy about this one because it almost looks like a neon outline of a pot or something. And I'm wondering, combined with what they're saying about the fireplace and how it does kind of just look like a recession there, etc., is there, because that's really what I thought it was like. I didn't think that was actually the chimney he had come down. I thought that was like a back wall and he had just kind of fallen into the pot from something I wasn't seeing. But would there be a way to just problem solve a little more and get the effect, go back again now to the beginning one, where it looks much more like a pot over a fire right here. Mm-hmm. But could you problem solve the background in some way that would enable you to use this? Can anybody give any help or whatever? Because the dark pot is really the most effective pot.
Zach?
Oh, you could do the mantle idea, but then around the mantle do the bricks like you had on the front of the house to make it more like fireplace-like.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So add bricks to the wall too?
Or just around
Just the mantle?
Yeah.
Can we go back to the first one?
But before you do that, let's finish up here. Just saying, I'm just wondering if there isn't a way to use pink as a kind of a glow within the fireplace is all I want to suggest. And I don't know, you'd have to try it out.
Okay.
But just as you got a better background in the first one when you went to the pink and it seemed more menacing, mm-hmm. that I think that if you did that, if you contained pink within a fireplace, it would give you the background so you could still have that pot, but
and then you can still see the teeth of the wolf.
I think it would be worth experimenting with.
Okay.
You're going to Tanner's question.
Oh, this is the final scene?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious why you didn't make the sky, why didn't make the sky white and just kept the ground pink, because I think the pink actually works for the ground. But if you were to try to put in the sky white, it would take away from, there's not so much pink in the scene.
Yeah, well, I just wanted like the whole thing to be pink to foreshadow. I didn't want like to break up with pink and white because I thought it'd be more busy because there's already a lot going on up there. And so with the change of color, but I could still experiment with that. Casey?
I think maybe have like the pathways going to the house, like make them like more foreshortened, because it almost looks like it's like, since it's really pretty vertical, it kind of goes with a tree.
Like their tree houses?
Yeah.
You know, so that maybe the paths were broader toward us and narrow right to the size of the door exactly or something.
Okay.
Mm.
Anyone else?
Can we see the middle one with the cloud again? Now, I understand your impulse to fill that in there. I'm wondering, though, if the clouds aren't just maybe a bit on the happy side. How do other people feel? Do you think they're...
Tanner?
I personally, I like the clouds. Her idea of filling in the space that is up there is a very good idea. Because leaving it empty would, you got a lot going down in the right bottom corner. So by adding the clouds, you kind of take away from that. And then I think clouds, yeah, they're fluffy clouds. Maybe spread them out a little more. Make them kind of ominous clouds, like, oh, something bad's about to happen. But, the trick of, like, him putting a pot into the fire is a trick. Right now, you get the feeling that, oh, this big bad wolf is about to go in this house, eat this kid. So, giving it that ominous, like, the suspenseful feeling is kind of what I'm getting from it. Maybe not from the fluffy cloud, but I thought it was a very good choice to have it.
Casey?
I kind of like how the clouds are, because it's like they kind of replace like what was there before, like the houses with the pig, like they weren't really doing anything wrong, and then the houses are like destroyed and pigs are dead, so it's like it almost seems like the clouds like took the place.
Mm-hmm. Like representatives, kind of.
And
Kenny?
Just two things with the clouds. I was thinking, maybe you could make it black.
yes.
Okay.
And maybe like elongate so it looks like a storm cloud. And then also with what Casey is saying, you might just maybe make the sky white and make the clouds pink.
Okay.
To like replace
The pigs.
yeah. And then also if the fireplace is a big scene, you might want to add a chimney to the house.
Okay.
Yeah, you can experiment with a color there. I think the pink sky and black clouds would work too, but you can try, because I'm afraid if you make the sky white, then you're going to lose a lot of the house. It won't stand out as well, but you can experiment with that. But I definitely think the idea of black clouds, I mean, rainy, nasty clouds rather than the white cotton candy kind of fluffy looking cloud could really help get the notion that this has been a pretty bleak day for pigs, actually. Okay. Other questions or comments? Hey, good job overall.